All right, 16.5, independent and dependent events. So like if you were to spin this spinner twice, what's the probability of getting red? And red would be 1 out of 3 times 1 out of 3, which would be 1 out of 9. Right? But here if you took a marble out and put it back, that would still be independent. Like red would be 1 out of 3 times 1 out of 3. But what if you took the marble out and didn't put it back? Well, the first time it'd be 1 out of 3, and then this, like say red blue, so it'd be 1 out of 3, and then you got to cover that up, and then it'd be 1 out of 2. So 1 out of 3 times 1 out of 2 would be 1 out of 6. So, anyways, independent, dependent. If one event has an impact on the next event, then that's dependent. All right. So if you don't put the marble back or put the card back, it's going to be dependent. But if you put it back, then it's independent. So like rolling a dice or spinning a spinner, those will be independent events. All right. And then you just multiply the individual probability, like probably getting heads, heads, heads. Well, the probability heads is 1 out of 2, so it's just 1 out of 2 times 1 out of 2 times 1 out of 2. And you'd know that by the sample space, or there'd be the only one way of getting HHH. Anyways, there you go. Now the cat's being friendly here. So number 3, selecting a marble from a bag and return it. Then select a second. That's going to be independent. Number 6, flip a coin 3 times. That'll be independent. Number 9, you're going to put the marble, you're going to replace it. So picking a yellow would be 1 out of 6, and then picking a green would be 1 out of 6, so that's 1 out of 36. Number 12, picking a yellow and then picking a blue, maybe 1 out of 6 times 2 out of 6, which reduces to 1/3. So anyways, that's 1/18, 1 out of 18. Cat just keeps giving up on the table here. So the probability, now you're not going to put the marble back. So what's the probability of picking yellow? Well, that's 1 out of 6. Then green would be 1 out of 5. So, because there's only 5 marbles left, so it's 1 out of 30. Number 18, what's probably picking yellow? Well, that'd be 1 out of 6. And then what's probably picking blue? That'd be 2 out of 5. And here, 2, 6 reduces to 1/3. It can be vertically or diagonally. So the probability would be 1 out of 15 of doing that. Number 21, what's probably doing A, then B, then C? Well, they're each 1 out of 3, so it'd be 1 out of 3 times 1 out of 3 times 1 out of 3 would be 1 out of 27. Number 24, were the compound events above dependent or independent? They were independent. Number 27. Number 27. What's the probability of picking a 1 and then a 4? Well, the 1 would be 1 out of 20, and then the 4 would be 1 out of 19. So it'd be 1 out of 380. And you're not putting any back, so then you have to like keep track of how many you pick. So when I did number 30, there was only 13 left. So it's 1 out of 13, then 1 out of 12, and 1 out of 11. 13 times 12 is 156. Times 11 is 1,716. So the probability of picking those is 1 out of 1,716. And then which ones are left? Just 15 and 19 are the only 2 left. What's the probability of picking blue? Here you go. Picking black, then black, where there's 4 black ones and there's 12 total, so 4 out of 12. And then the second black would be 3 out of 11. And 3 times 4 is 12, so 12 divided by, so anyways, the 4, 3, 12 just cancels. You just get 111. Don't bother multiplying. Always look to cancel. Or you can think of multiplying 4 times 3 is 12. Over 12 is gone. But I'm saying don't multiply 12 times 11. That'd be silly. So if its chance of raining for the last 2 years is 12 out of 60 in June, well, that just reduces to 1/5 rain. So what's probably rain? Well, that'd be 1/5 times 1/5 would be 1 out of 25. I'd rather reduce it to start with. So if rain is 1/5, then not rain is going to be 4/5. What's probably of not rain? 4/5 times 4/5 would be 16 out of 25. Anyways, that's your chapter. Hope you do well on your test when you take it. Love you, buddy.